Hello everyone, and welcome to a special commemorative episode of Vinyl Friday that is probably not being released on a Friday, but it's alright, it's not important. I would just like to take a moment to honor the legacy of Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, who sadly passed in the last week. The title of this video may seem hyperbolic at first glance, but I believe that in these modern societies that we have created for ourselves, we do tend to underestimate or understate the value of the arts. Simply, music is intrinsic to who we are as humans, as earthlings. As such, I stand by my title. Here are what I consider to be 5 of Brian Wilson's greatest offerings to the people of this planet. The first piece I'd like to mention is California Girls. When it starts, you think it's gonna be just another surfy, girly, beachy, car-y song, but this song is full of plot twists. It begins with a beautiful introduction with this off-kilter rhythm. The verse is packed with beautiful chords, especially the second one. The chords in the verse of California Girls go like this. Well, East Coast girls are hip, I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with the way they talk, they knock me out when I'm down there. Forgot the lyrics for a minute. And it's this chord here that really brings the magic to this song. A more conventional approach might be, well, East Coast girls are hip, I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with the way they talk, they knock me out when I'm down there. Or even if we're a little bit more adventurous, well, East Coast girls are hip, I really dig those styles they wear. Brian Wilson doesn't take that approach. He uses this beautiful chord instead. And that just makes this song something truly special. When we reach the chorus, the vocals are these gorgeous, staggered harmonies. Speaking of the chorus, it's got a very strange number of bars. You would expect 4 or 8, but this one has a couple extras. The chorus of this song is a journey in and of itself. We start at our home chord, B major, and from there we go here, 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 and then return to our home chord. So in a way, it sort of narrates the experience of the singer in the song as well, who goes all around this great big world, sees all kinds of girls, but can't wait to get back to the States, the cutest girls in the world, whatever. It's the same kind of journey, if that makes sense. They sound like the wrong chords without the harmonies, but I assure you they're right. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California girls. See? On its own, it doesn't sound like anything, but then he's layered all those beautiful harmonies over the top and it turns into something, again, really special. And frankly, without this song, we wouldn't have Back in the USSR by the Beatles. Well, the Dublin girls really knock me out. The West behind. Among many other songs, I'm sure. Song number 2 is In My Room. This song is a roadmap to Brian Wilson's musical beginnings, in particular, the music of the Four Freshmen. You can clearly hear the influence, and yet it's not derivative. It's just immaculate and interesting harmony writing. Song 3 is Wouldn't It Be Nice? This song has an unusual introduction in that it sounds like it's in a totally different key to the verse that follows it. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't It Be Nice has these really pretty little chords in the verse. But when we get to the bit that goes, hang on, let me find the lyric, you know it's gonna make it that much better when we can say goodnight and stay together. At that point we go, you know, pretty straightforward, D minor. And from there though, we go here. Da, 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 like that. It's an unusual and very advanced choice of chord change. And then from there it has this very tidy little turnaround. It's a 5-1, 5-1, the end. And it's a great song with a hooky chorus, but really I'm in it for the bridge. It brings together many elements of Brian Wilson's musical ancestry, with the 4 freshman harmonies that we mentioned with the last song, the doo-wop with the run, 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 row backing vocals. But it is done in the context of Wilson's increasing maturity as a songwriter. They're not just gorgeous chords either, there is a modulation. We go from, wouldn't it be nice? But from there, we go here. What? That's crazy. Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe if we think and blah, 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 da, 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 da. It's this whole other world. And it coincides with the lyric, maybe if we think and wish and hope and pray it might come true. There's an unreality to this moment in the song. It's hypothetical, it's dreamed. And these chords are suitably dreamy. The melody also is so pretty. And once again, perfect tidy little turnaround at the end. We could be married, and then we'd be happy. Wouldn't it be nice? And we're back at our home key. That takes skill. That takes skill. What's really cool about this part is that it brings back the motif from the intro that goes, except now we have the context of the chords that are happening behind it, and it is so much prettier. Because without it, without the context of those background chords, in the introduction it sounds like, instead of whatever it is. It's beautiful. It makes the introduction of the song a kind of Easter egg that reveals itself not until you're halfway through the thing. Brilliant. So in a way, we're actually modulating back to the beginning as opposed to away from the verses. We've already heard this sequence before, but now it makes sense in the context of the song. It's expert writing and arrangement. The next song is a collage of madness. It is rock and roll's premier psychedelic suite. It's, of course, Good Vibrations. There is so much to say about this song, but it is the kind of music that needs to be heard to be believed. So I'll leave it to you to have a listen to it, but suffice to say, my band Tweed covered it.
Gotta keep those loving good vibrations happening with her.
It took up an entire week's worth of rehearsals for us to just figure out an arrangement for it. It's a complex and beautiful and wacky piece of music. But the one that strikes me most, that I would like to bring to your attention the most, is God Only Knows. This song is astonishing from the first moment that we jump in with a poignant horn solo. And like Wouldn't It Be Nice, it's not until much later in the song that the introduction makes sense. This is a journey of a song. We have a verse with this dense tangle of very interesting and unusual chords, especially when you put them together. It's a beautiful mess. Almost all of them are jazzy split chords. So, for example, the first chord is a D major, but instead of a D major over a D bass note, it's a D major over an A bass note. I may not always love you. It just complicates things a little bit. Each of the chords is like that with like one exception, F sharp minor. But then the rest of them, they're all unusual jazzy chords. It's incredibly evocative, and he's written this melody that follows these unusual chords around. And that dense cluster of chords untangles at the titular lyric. God only knows it's an A major chord. It's clean, it's accessible, it's familiar, it's safe. Oh, that's so beautiful. And the power of that lyric is not in our singer outlining the impact that his beloved has had on his life, but rather it envisions a world in which she had never existed. And that is so much more profound, probably because it is both beautiful and haunting at the same time. And the chords make space for that lyric to really land and to resound. There's a quirky instrumental break that is followed by this Baroque contrapuntal vocal round. We find we've modulated. God only knows what I'd be without you. So whereas the chorus, for want of a better word, after all the other verses, is here. God only knows what I'd be without you. After the modulation, it's here. God only knows what I'd be without you. But we return very neatly and tidily back to the original key in time for the beginning of the next verse. If you should ever leave me. Again, just expert songwriting. What a genius. As the song draws to a close, the instruments drop out. God only knows what I'd be with. And we have this cascading repetition of the chorus melody. Slowly the instruments are brought back in, as are all of these new counter melodies in the vocals. God only knows what I'd be without. Weaving, interlacing. Stunning. And finally, we're returned to the introduction of the song when the highest counter melody comes in. We go out in exultant polyphony. It's no wonder it was one of Paul McCartney's favourite songs. God only knows what the landscape of popular music would look like without Brian Wilson. I'll see you on Friday.